Doesn't look like he's been playing darts for the last 6 hours. Sets up
140.
the opportunity this time. The only thing he can't do is hit the treble 20 here. And he will get a match-winning shot.
50 score.
2 have gone begging, and can Justin keep it going with 81 out? To keep the drama going as well. Bullseye.
25 left.
Reaction tells you the story is the flight was in the way of the bullseye for us. But now it's double 5 with 3 darts to win the league. Double 1.
Game of 3.
He has done it.
Right.
12 points out of 12. Takes everybody else out of the communication, and he will win it. Fantastic, and well done to Boris Koltsov for a sensational day. But now it's all about the race for second place. And it is Justin Smith who is still in with the running, but Sherrock and Hubbard will return, and both of those guys have still got a chance at it. Okay, let's commence the race for second place, seeing as the daily title has already gone the way of Russia and Boris Koltsov. James Hubbard and Fallon Sherrock are both in the mix for second spot.
25.
There was more from James in this game because this is his final game of the day. He can only get to 8 points.
25.
25.
Time will tell.
25.
Outside. Well, that's fine.
Good game.
Fallon is about to go first.
$96.
As it stands, James, like I said, is on 6 points and a healthy leg difference of +5.
56.
Which is better than everybody else right now in that race. And second place in the league would signify some
78.
improvement for James. He finished third on Wednesday. Fallon, of course, did finish second, so she's looking to go second for the second day in a row. Definitely been some improvement in
83.
James's game from Wednesday to today. I think not so much in the scoring or doubling or anything like that, just in the resilience.
180.
As Fallon is first to a finish on throw. The biggest hiccup he had was against Koltsov, the league winner
40.
this morning when he was 4-1. But the response after that was immense as he beat Diogo Portela 4-0.
78.
And she somewhat accidentally left double 16. Of course, she wanted double 18 for that checkout. James is just finding his way in this leg
96.
and in this match, just feeling his way into it. This Fallon should take out double 8 now. It's good that that's on the floor.
3.
It wasn't in the way anymore. And she does take a 1-0 lead. Best finish we've had today was a 1-6-1 from Diogo. The third leg of his game with Keelan Kay. A game which he won 4-3. His only win of the day. So with him finished now, he's at 2 points. And the only way Diogo will finish bottom of the table is if Keelan Kay was to beat Martin Adams in the next game. But he'd have to beat him by 2 legs.
96.
There are lots of different permutations about second place. But whoever wants that the most is going to have to win this match.
$58.
It's a long day of playing darts because James started this morning at 10 to 11. And most dart players, I would say, especially someone like James who works very hard in his game, is probably cracking on this morning at about 9:30, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, just getting his arm in gear. So playing off and on for 7-8 hours,
140.
it's a challenge. This time, James is first to a finish.
97.
Something a little more difficult than the 110 Fallon left in the last leg, but she has plenty of time. He has plenty of time, seeing as Fallon has left 165.
5.
Looking at the 19s there, hoping for the 133. Comes up short, and James, who only just gets the 18 there, I think. That's double 16 for one each.
18 scored.
That's Fallon, the Shanghai, to take it away from him. Only halves the score. James returns. Now, that first start is really awkward.
24.
Had to negotiate that big flight in the way. Fallon's only going to get one shot, is she?
40.
That one shot has come up short. You wouldn't blame the players for having a slightly tired arm at this point of the day. Have to fight through that.
Game showing 3.
And he is able to get it with the last stop possible in that visit and sneaks the second leg. When these guys played each other a couple of days ago, it was really tight. James got the 4-3 win, which right now he would most definitely take.
180.
Both are products of the BDO system, of course, through the Youth International circuit. James used to play Youth Internationals for England, and Fallon's done the same and
131.
progressed in one of the stalwarts of the England ladies team. You think about the strength in that England ladies team, it's quite a thing of beauty.
60.
And the players they've had over the years, like Trina Gulliver, Mandy Solomons, Duffy, formerly known as Linda Batten, of course, Tita Hedman,
93.
Lisa Ashton. I could go on and on. She's got so much time ahead of her at the age of 25.
43.
Well, James's leg here, leaving 97 after 9, is a marked improvement. He's got 66 left. He's had 2 wrong treble. Don't know his chances.
Not sure.
It just makes you think about your mathematics a little bit more.
45. 64.
Dart players are always thinking about what they have left as opposed to what they've hit to leave that number.
180.
Just in case he stutters on 33. Fallon just opens the door a little bit.
Game showing 2.
Oh, he doesn't get it this time. That's a nice clean checkout. Dart players are some of the best subtractors in the world. And they do so with colours as opposed to numbers sometimes. Referees and officials are the same.
43.
They know score totals just by looking at the colours, and then they can work out what that is from the previous score. It's quite the art.
90.
That's why you should always respect the skill of a referee and an official. If James was to win this match, he would then sit back and wait to see if he
134.
was to snag that silver medal spot.
$59.
It's been a bit up and down, and when he returns, he's going to have to go 19s first.
121.
And that's why you go 19s first, because if you get a 20, you can't leave a finish.
100.
Listen and learn. The amount of people I know who go 60 or 20 on 299, it drives me up the wall.
100.
They say in poker that you should always leave yourself outs. And in darts, you should always leave yourself darts that can leave you a finish.
83.
83 to leave 116, but Fallon's in position for tops and a 14 darter.
46.
Unfortunately, not close to double 10 or tops on that occasion. And James might get a little hit of adrenaline here, thinking, I can steal this away from you. So after the first off got the bed, he had to go for the top left corner. It was a positive try. Fallon doing the right thing with fives.
72.
Going one up, one in to equalise at 2-2. Keeping it nice and tight. And the leg difference between these guys right now is only 3. So if Fallon was to win this match 4-3, for example, she would join James on 6 points and then be within 2 of him on the leg difference with games to spare.
96.
The 2 remaining games are against Justin Smith and the last game of the afternoon against Wolfie, whom she loves to play against. She's got a great record against him in the last few weeks.
140.
This has picked things up a little bit in this 5th leg.
One.
265. He's looking for 19. He does it correctly this time.
But it's 83.
7. Was it the single? It was the single 7.
90.
He's been punished for not getting himself to a finish, because now the leg's out of his hands, but he can obliterate the score if he gets another 60 here.
100.
See the slight disappointment on his face with only a ton. That big 5 is not what she required. She's going to set up tops anyway. But to be within 1, another 2 points for the day. James will look at the ball. Now where does he go? He's got to think this out. Maybe double 17 for double top. I don't mind that. Ironic, treble 14 to lead 32. But now tops for Fallon. And she does not take any more than 1 dart. Looking to reverse that scoreline from the other day, where she was closed out 4-3 by this young man here.
83.
People often ask me, why is Fallon Sherrock so good? And the answer is, technically she's excellent. She's got a good darting brain, but psychologically she's very hard to crack. She's in a very tough stuff. She is wise beyond her darting years, that's for sure. I'm only 25 years of age. I wish I was that wise at 25. It was a long time ago, though.
85.
Just over a ton advantage here for Hubbard. Is that arm getting tired at the wrong point in the day? Well, she's only 1 leg away from victory.
55.
Could have been a tired dart there from James. Still got a healthy lead. And that lead is intact.
$58.
Everything's staying on the 19s there, just in case he could only get the single. Leave himself on the checkout.
140.
But Fallon manages to sneak that last dart in the bottom right corner to make things really interesting.
60.
A score of over 100. Best score in this leg of 85 from James. But Fallon needs this for the match.
120.
Oh, you see the little bit of a lurch on that double 8 shot. And now Hubbard needs the 100 out just to stay in it. It is a 1. You can't finish 99 in 2 darts. We all know that.
40 scored.
His race could be run. Not out of it yet.
No score.
Oh, Fallon's come up short. That's come out of the hand wrong. You can see it going in at a different angle. And James thought that was gone. But now he's very much alive.
40.
Not able to hit tops. He'll be livid giving the game away the way he has, but only if Fallon hits double 4.
16 and 3.
She has managed to get there in the bottom half of that double 4. That could be James Hubbard out of the second place race, but it's been a very good day for him. More learning curves to work on for his future. But Fallon Sherrock is definitely in with a shout of a second place finish within a couple of days. Stay with us for the next one. We've got Wolfie against Keel and Kate to see if he can get himself off the bottom of the tail. Well, as the race for second place heats up, Martin Adams is definitely not out of it after doing the great escape act against Diogo Portela from from 3-0 down.
Outside.
The equation for
Upside.
Keelan Kate is different. Just looking to win this one and win it 4 legs to 2 or better to take himself off the bottom of the table.
Bullseye.
$25.
All the best, Martin.
Keelan is going to.
Yeah.
It's been a very inconsistent day for Keelan, who has struggled with
85.
problems and up against one of the most experienced dart players in the world. He may get found out in this game if he doesn't iron those problems out.
135.
There's been so much of that from Martin today. The only slip up he's had
81.
after getting a 4-3 victory against James Hubbard to start his day was losing to the eventual winner
125.
by 4 legs to 3. Every game he's had so far has been 4-3, so he's a walking
58.
piece of drama as well. I'll be hoping for victory again, of course, but maybe something a bit more comfortable.
140.
This leg is looking pretty comfortable after 135, 125, 140.
96.
Keelan unable to leave a finish after 12. Ominous 60 with the first dart.
85.
To get himself out in 12.
60.
Fascinating battle coming up in the next game between Justin Smith and Fallon Sherrock for the battle for second place. But Martin on double 8, the third time of asking.
Game in 3.
Get there. A somewhat anticlimactic 15 darter. Can't believe I just said that. Everybody aspires to get 15 darters all the time, if not better. Could have been a lot better, but he doesn't care about that. All he wants to do is win.
180.
Doing so very well so far.
29.
His treble 20 shooting in this match so far has been pinpoint.
140.
Doing what I like to call strangling his opponent with scoring, making it really hard for him to breathe.
87.
I'd be fascinated what darts coaches and analysts would say about the amount of times that Keelan hits 5s going for 20s and 7s going for 19s, because
100.
definitive pattern. And it's taking him away from hitting more steady scores,
140.
more scores like that. But Martin's on 81 after 9 this time.
Game in 2.
And takes it out in 2 for 11. Well, he's getting better. And the average is going only one way.
180.
That's better from Keelan. Maybe what Martin's doing on the treble 20 is becoming infectious. Becoming predictable.
100.
I don't think he's had a scoring visit of less than 100. I think that's his worst score so far.
81.
Well, as it stands, Martin Adams has got 4 points. And he's on the same as Justin Smith. In order to put himself in the reckoning for second spot,
47.
He's got 3 matches remaining. So he could get to 10 points. If he was to do that, he will get second spot.
100.
Because if he does get to 10 points, he is denying Fallon Sherrock the ability to get there himself. And indeed, Jonathan Smith, who
41.
with 2 matches remaining, sorry, can only get to 8. Could boil down to the next couple of matches, really, and what the result is.
60.
This goes to show if once the leader is determined and the winner is determined a little bit early on, like it is with Boris, there's still something to fight for.
140.
Even staring down 80. Doing the right thing, creating the angle.
60.
Don't remember him taking out something like that all day when he's had the opportunity to do so.
$45.
Plenty of time by the looks of it. Double 10. Half the
Gaming
deficit.
2.
17 darter from the young man. Well, his last game yesterday, Keelan K, was his best game. Beating Aaron Monk. It was the very last game of yesterday's league. Aaron Monk won that game and he was topping the table on 12 points. He then loses 4-3
23.
to Keelan, 3-1 up. And his chances went out the window. And handed victory to Dave Evans.
140.
More twists and turns tomorrow for Saturday's live league.
95.
More next week when the players will be jumbled around to see who they play against. Martin back on the 140 train here.
95.
Backs those up with a 95 to leave 126 after 9.
100.
Keelan in pursuit, but not fast enough.
$59.
Short 16 effort to lead tops. He will return for 67.
140.
Keelan finds the top right corner of that 60 with the last dart to leave a finish. And Martin just working out his math. Total 16 for 3-1.
35.
A little bit in that corner of the board in the last couple of matches.
81.
Chance to rectify that and put himself within 1 of another victory.
$16.
Not able to get there. Everything on the wire there. And Keelan miraculously can equalise.
$42.
Drastically pulls that last dart down halfway towards the treble. Unfortunately for him, Martin gets away
Gaming
with it.
1.
Takes it out. Wipes his brow in relief. And now he's thinking, I want this win by something other than 4-3.
139.
If he was to win this 4-1, Martin, he would have a leg difference
100.
plus 4, which would be exactly the same as Fallon Sherrock sits right now on the amount of
180.
points he would have. They would have 6 each. But Keelan's scuppering that plan with 5 treble 20s in his first 6 starts of this leg.
100.
So the scenario I was talking about is very unlikely right now.
55.
But still not impossible. If Martin was a 140 or 180 here, we pressurise Keelan's shot.
140.
Let's get it 140. This is by no means over for Martin to win 4-1. Got to go for the ball.
102.
Far off. Just on the outside of that bullseye wire. 146 left after that first dart.
36.
Not a great effort on the 161 from Martin. So Keelan should clean up. He's hit the 20. Then the
Game
1.
in 3.
Then the double 2. Not the way he wanted to get it. But he manages to take 25 in 3 anyway. So let's look at a different scenario, shall we? If Martin was to win this 4-2, he would be on the same points as Fallon Sherrock. But he would be on
100.
+3 as opposed to +4, which means Sherrock would be above him. James Hubbard has finished the day
100.
on +3 and 6 points. So he can do no more. The likelihood is that James is out of the running.
100.
137.
Steady stuff from Martin, 2 tons, but better from Keelan. He's been a lot more vibrant in the scoring the last couple of legs, putting up a much bigger fight.
100.
Martin thinking maybe about the 5-ton game.
39.
There's those 5s again. He offers the lead back to Wolfie. 177 coming in.
139.
The 139. He'll have a match-winning chance when he returns to the hockey in a few seconds' time.
49.
Keelan should have been going for the 15s of the ball there, really, or the 18s. That could be the last start he throws in the match, because Martin's got double 16 to finish it off.
Game in 3.
And that's exactly what he
Yeah,
does.
well done,
A 4-2 victory for
Yeah,
Martin.
cheers, Kevin.
And the race for second place is just getting started. Justin Smith, he'll join that race against Fallon Sherrock, who's probably leading that race right now. They'll play next, so don't go away.
All the best, Fallon.
Good game.
Outside.
Outside. Outside.
Outside. Outside.
Outside. Outside.
25. All the best, Fallon. Cheers.
Good game.
Yeah.
Please.
Ready? Cheers.
So it's Justin Smith to throw first. If he wins this game, he will join 3 other players on 6 points. If Fallon Sherrock was to win this match, she would eliminate James Hubbard from the second place race. She would be on 8 points, and he is on 6 and has 4 games remaining.
100.
Justin will play in the next 2 matches. He will take on Fallon, and then Martin Adams, who will play in the final 2 games of the day. The last one against Fallon Sherrock. Of course, only the 3 players remaining for
97.
start earlier on this morning have all finished their 6 matches for the day. Came on to this game a little late, a few minutes late, because slight distraction in the Milton Keynes area of the ice cream man. One of the challenges of playing darts at home.
99.
Don't tend to get the ice cream man at the Metrodome in Barnsley, Robin Park Tennis Centre in Wigan. Just looking to leave double 4, just short of that treble 20, which would have done so.
100.
I suppose if you're a neutral darts fan and you want things to be extra exciting, you want Justin Smith to win this one. He's got the first leg in the bank, 17 darts. Much like it was on Wednesday when 4 players did end up on 6 points.
81.
Could have the same. It was actually 5 in the end. Fallon Sherrock was second on 6 points because of the difference. And then we had James Hubbard, Martin Adams, Diogo Portela, and Boris Koltsov, all on 6 points.
100.
Just goes to show how evenly matched most of these players are. It seems to be occurring once more.
140.
Best visit of the match so far from Fallon, who seems to be warming up after getting rid of the ice cream man.
100.
80.
The right thing in switching there. Didn't want to leave herself on 99. No ice cream pun intended.
41.
All Justin can do is leave 160. Tops for 14 darts.
103.
15 darts will do. A nice response to losing that first leg.
80.
It's unfortunate that bouncer just clicks the corner wire.
95. 103.
Been a busy week for Fallon, playing a couple of league formats. The Icons Live League.
100.
Playing against Phil Taylor last night in a charity match. So she's very, very busy.
100.
As is everybody within the darting fraternity, really. We've been one of the shining lights of continuing live sport through this really tough few months. And I'm very proud of my sport for doing so.
140.
140 was unable to leave a finish for Fallon.
42.
That visit from Justin just offers a little bit of an olive branch for Fallon to get a lot lower than where she is.
40.
Maybe the 18s was the switch there, just to leave 130 instead of 128. I've seen a 139 today from James Hubbard. 62 left for Smith. Set it up absolutely wonderfully. 128 is possible. Double 10.
108.
Oh, so close. With her propensity for big finishes, I thought that was gone.
82.
That one is gone. And it's the same as the first leg. It's 17 darts. And Fallon's response again is very good indeed. If you don't think that these players crave getting that second spot above all the other challengers, you're wrong. They want to be as high in this table as possible.
97.
And Fallon was very proud to be second place on Wednesday. And she wants it even more today, because it was impossible for her to win because of the brilliance of Boris Koltsov not losing a match at all.
44.
A win here would eclipse the amount of points she got on Wednesday as well, so that would be more progression. But Justin Smith seems to have found his mojo again all of a sudden. Ton 140, 180 in this leg to leave 81 after 9.
80.
Bullseye for 12. Doesn't want to leave Fallon Sherrock on 140. You don't want to do that.
48 left. 33.
2 minds as to whether to leave 32 or to go for the bullseye. We've seen Sherrock hit so many big finishes
100.
over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Just can't afford to do that. But now he's got to convert the 2 darter. One darter, double 8.
32.
That was thrown very close to the cabinet, so it wasn't a natural throw.
41.
Fallon survives missed leg darts from Justin Smith to get it back to 2-2.
100.
These guys are pretty evenly matched. They had a tremendous game on Wednesday, which was 4-3 to Sherrock. And that was the only match that Justin Smith lost all day. A bit of a rocky road today, no ice cream joke again.
97.
He hasn't been the same player as Monday or Wednesday, but there's been more signs of that excellence in this match than there has been in previous ones.
Right now.
180.
Oh, you can see how easy it is for us sometimes to gather those darts together. And is she kicking at the right time? Leaving 101 after 9. An excellent leg.
$85.
Yeah, he had 60 there. For the 101, that's for a 12 darter.
101 in 3.
And she has that.
Yeah.
That is picture perfect. That double 16 doesn't get any prettier. And she's looking to get another victory over the Welshman, who is 3 years her junior.
140.
The way she's scored in the last couple of legs. I have to get myself an ice cream for tomorrow's league. Some of the players have been saying how
60.
warm the rooms are that they're playing in, particularly James Hubbard today, who needed the use of an extra light for his dartboard. He said the place was roasting. And particularly Wessel Nyman, who's playing at the top of a property, almost in the roof. Can't imagine how hot that must be for that young man. It doesn't put him off, though. Have to get used to playing in very hot environments. Dart players would much rather play in a hot environment than a cold one. Unless your name is Stuart Kellett, of course. The former World Masters finalist Stuart Kellett, who used to put his darts in the fridge. Don't ask me why. 112 for Fallon Sherrock. Win this match 4-2 and bolster her position in second spot. No match start here, though.
49.
And Justin has the opportunity to stop her. Could be now or never. Not to be. And Fallon will get either 1 or 2 for the match. The dog's watching on. Double 16. Just on the wrong side of the wire.
47.
Justin Smith survives to take it to a 7th leg. Is that too close? He's going to have to go to the right and for the top of the bed. Now it's even worse. Now he has to maybe throw this one from on top of the cabinet.
Yeah. 10 scores.
Unfortunately, the furniture was in the way. It stopped him from getting the angle he wanted. Fallon needs double 4. Now double 2.
16 in 3.
She gets it for a
Well
4-2
done.
victory. Who's to say that playing the icons of darts, Modus Live League, doesn't bring its fans and its spectators together? The dog was watching that victory for Fallon Sherrock as she gets herself to 8 points, and she is in second position as it stands. Justin Smith will stay on for his final match against Wolfie coming right up. Welcome along to number 20 of 21 for the day. And it does have a bearing on second place in the league, which is currently being held by Fallon Sherrock on 8 points. Martin Wolfie Adams is on 6, and he is the only person left who can take her out of that spot. If he wins this match,
25.
he will join her on 8 points.
25.
And then it could be down to leg difference in a game which will feature Wolfie and Fallon to finish things off for Friday.
25.
Maybe Martin,
All the best, Martin.
2
All the best, Justin.
Cheers,
It's been
mate.
Justin's day today. A loss to Fallon Sherrock just now. That's taken him out of the contention for second place, but it has been a blockbuster week for him, winning 2 of these titles. I'm sure his weekend will be
140.
very relaxing as a result. We treasure everybody who's been tuning in throughout the course of the week, and of course, the action is not over yet. We do have more Icons of Darts live league brought to you by MODUS Sports tomorrow, starting at 10:30. And Chris Mason will walk you through all of that
85.
tomorrow. I've had some lovely messages over the course of the week about the coverage and what we brought to you, but
96.
a question from John Hunter of Ipswich, big Ipswich Town fan. So he's probably a friend of Kevin Painter's. He's asking who has the best throwing action in the game.
140.
That question to answer. I would have to say that my favourite now is Chris Dove.
59.
Nothing to do with the fact he's from North Holland, like me. His action is probably the best out there right now. Thank you very much for your question. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the action.
45.
I believe 91 after 12. A couple of 140s in this first leg.
60.
Now that Justin can't finish second, you would assume that he'll relax a little bit, but you never really relax when you're playing against a legend like Martin. Every opportunity you have to play against someone like this, you want to beat them. I'm very much looking forward to the next match to see who finishes second.
84.
It's always good when the last match comes down to something. All the while, Boris Koltsov is
Game in 2.
enjoying his tea.
Yeah.
At 7:15 in Russia, watching Martin Adams take the first leg here. Relaxed in the knowledge that he was unbeaten today and got 12 points out of 12.
84.
$140.
Just remarkable accuracy in the top left corner of that treble 20 bed there. I didn't think there was any more room left.
57.
As Justin's race run, he just looks a little bit, I wouldn't say demotivated, I would say that he's used to being in contention at this point after the last couple of leagues that he's been involved in. I feel foreign to him that he's not in with a shout.
100.
Justin does play a very fast-paced, fierce game. It's immensely watchable.
90.
Can't think of a South or West Walian that didn't play an exciting brand of darts.
51.
The likes of Leighton Rees and Richie Burnett, Gezi Price, Jamie Lewis. The list goes on and on. Never mind all of the fabulous county players from
100.
likes of Glamorgan, Pembrokeshire. a rich darting culture that Martin knows plenty about.
96.
He's left 36 after 12 on this occasion and seems to be peaking at the right time
Game in 1.
in the race for second spot. And 13 darter there holds his advantage. Great darts. 30 darts for the first 2 legs. Equates to that 100.2 average.
$60.
84.
The scenario for everybody watching at home and around the world that they're probably hoping will happen
140.
is Martin to win 4-1 in this match. With all due respect, of course, to the Justin Smith fans. Because if he does win 4-1, he will join Fallon Sherrock on 8 points, and it will be +6 each. It will be a shootout for second spot. Whoever wins the game will finish second. If it's any other result, it goes down
60.
to leg difference. Of course, if Justin Smith was to win this match, that means Wolfie would have to possibly win 4-0 against Fallon. That's providing that Martin gets another leg in this match, of course, which is
60.
never a guarantee. Gives him a straight ton after 12. Martin 81 behind. Hoping to convert in 6 if he's allowed to.
100.
Great last start. How he squeezed that in, I've got no idea. Well, Justin Smith has got no shot at double 16 after blocking the 60 with the first dart.
48.
Now it's down to Martin for 3-0. Double 19 will be the shot. Now it will be double 13.
Game in 3.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The ultimate opportunist. Slight hitch there with Justin's picture, just making sure that we have that back for you. And he starts this 4th leg.
100.
Which is to stop Martin Adams from winning 4-0. If Martin was to win 4-0,
180.
that helps. He will go to +7. It still comes down to that last match. Martin is not missing any trebles.
100.
He's so good in this match. It's almost like his 99 average doesn't really reflect how well he's played. First to a finish is the younger Welshman. You'd fancy Martin's going to be on a finish himself in a second.
45.
But he isn't. Well, 6 6 darts and 161 to stop the bagel, the donut, whatever you want to call it. Maybe a 25 or a bullseye on the end of that visit would have been the more prudent way to go. I've got a 3 darter as opposed to a 2 darter.
136.
And Martin probably saw that thinking, now I can punish him. The 3 darter has to go.
Game in 3.
Absolutely sensational way to stop Martin Adams from beating you 4-0. Well, that's very impressive from the young Welshman. A show of defiance. And not only does it stop the bagel, but it keeps him in the match. He can still win it from you.
85.
Especially when that 101 checkout will give you a bit of confidence.
125.
I suppose you've got to be battle hardened when you're wearing a dart shirt that makes you look like you've been mauled by Freddy Krueger's older brother. I'm not sure of the reasoning behind the tear marks on the shirt. It is quite striking.
100.
Martin's never been one for massive designs on his shirts, but he does have the wolf on the back, of course.
140.
And Justin has started rattling in 2 treble visits.
$41.
Wolfie, of course, was 3-0 up on James Hubbard earlier, and James brought it back to 3-3 before Martin closed him out.
140.
I wonder if it's going to happen again.
$43.
I think Martin senses that this is not his leg. Easy set up the tops next time round.
$85.
Second time in a row that the 3rd dart has gone begging. Double 10 now.
Game in 3.
Does find the red bit in the east corner to reduce the deficit to 1 now. The mentality of a sports person. You're either born with it or you're not.
57.
You could have lost the match 4-0 and said, right, I've had enough of darts today. I'm going to go and spend a bit of time with the family. But his natural instinct is,
180.
I'm not having any of that. 101 to save his skin, and then 15 darter to keep himself in it.
100.
These players love the game. They love to win. They love to compete. Martin will have loved that 180 at the start of the leg.
97.
That's a good backup. A lead of 120.
96.
Advantage of throw has switched to Wolfie now, firmly after that first dart. And the second.
140.
Great position. And forcing Justin to get 140 plus.
60.
Not getting any troubles. Gives Martin lots of time to negotiate this small score. And he doesn't have to go 14 bull. And he doesn't have to go 14 bull now.
52.
Why stress when you don't need to? Simply return for 32, get it done, and then go into the final game.
95.
A little bit of exasperation on that last exhale of Justin. He thinks it's done. Apologies, everybody, for that sudden power outage. We've managed to rectify that, hopefully. And on the match start of 32, Martin hit a small 7, a small 9, and wasn't able to convert a double 8. Justin, on his return for 93, misses double 16 to take it to a 7th leg. And Martin returns to the board for double 8, just inside the single.
Game in 2.
And manages to get a double 4.
Lovely.
Well, he comes back after the power outage. He does get the win that he required. It's 8 points each between Fallon and Martin. To see who gets second spot, join us in a second. Last game of the day, and a fairly exciting one as well, because it's a straight shootout. The leg difference means nothing, even though you can barely tell them apart. Fallon Sherrock on 8 points,
25.
plus 6 in her leg difference. Wolfie, 8 points also, plus 5. But they don't mean a thing anymore because the
25.
winner of this game will finish in second spot on 10 points.
Outside.
Martin wins the throw,
Have a good one, Fallon. All the best.
and it's finely poised. It's been a fine day for Martin Adams. He has worked very,
81.
very hard for his victories. 4-3 against James Hubbard to start off
96.
after being 3-0 up. Then a narrow 4-3 victory to the winner of today, Boris Koltsov. And then another 4-3, but from 3-0 down against Diogo
60.
Portella. And then a couple of 4-2s against Keelan Kay and Justin Smith. Put him on that 8-point total.
137.
Fallon has been perfect since her first game. She was slow out of the traps against Boris Koltsov, who didn't suffer defeat
60.
today. But the only defeat she has had was at the hands of the winner. She'll be hoping that that is still the case after this match.
134.
She holds the score there. 134 to leave 134.
$100.
Martin reduces his score by a third. Fails to lead tops. However, Martin is going to eat into that 124-point lead.
180.
That's absolutely perfect. And forces Fallon to take it. Oh no. Didn't go for the fat 16, went for the treble.
44.
Got a little greedy with that one. And Martin deserves this shot after pressurising Fallon's 2-darter. That one just came out of the hand a bit too late.
16.
And Fallon does get a shot at 32. Has to go back to the original position to get the angle over the flight.
24.
Not able to finish the first leg off. Desmond for Martin. Now he's in the madhouse.
Game in 3.
And there you have it. A somewhat bewildering hold of throw in the end.
80.
Well, in the last game, we had Fallon's dog on the stairs at the very end, watching on. I'm reliably informed that his name is Squirtle.
60.
For this final game, she has the cat. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female, or different types of animals, they all love their darts.
$100.
And if Martin was to win this game 4-3, he would be ahead on points, but had the same leg difference as Fallon for the day at +6. If he was to win by anything more than that, he will have a great account on both columns. But it's all about the points.
140.
Has been remarkably consistent today. Martin Adams.
84.
But the fact that Fallon is bettering the likes of James Hubbard, Keelan Kay, Diogo Portela, and Justin Smith today just goes to show that she is staying sharp,
129.
competing at a very high level. A tremendous approach from 184. And now it's Martin's turn to sweat the two-darter. Going the traditional treble 12 route. Tops in the left side.
52.
Again, on the top of the board, he seems to jump at the dart. And Fallon, this is the single. Tops.
30.
A little bit of lack of concentration, or maybe just tiring a little bit in not getting two clean darts at double 16.
Game in 1.
And Martin cleans up.
Thank you. $100.
One thing Martin has been very, very good at throughout his career is rescuing a visit like that.
83.
Two big singles and then able to readjust and get a three-figure score. That's the mark of a very good world-class player and someone who has defended the Dutch Open
140.
not once but twice in his career, which is a remarkable thing to do considering the size of that event.
40.
Look through his career, he's done some quite ridiculous things on more than one occasion.
180.
Well, Martin is doing more ridiculous things here, gradually getting better with the scoring as the leg goes on, starts with a ton, finds the 140,
56.
and elevates to the 180 to leave 81 for the 3-0 lead. In 11, possibly. He's left himself on 6. That's the one thing he didn't really want to do.
I've lost count. 75.
Fallon not able to do anything about it from 222.
140.
Somewhat consolation 140 you would feel, but double 3 is no gimme. Gets
Game
it in
in
2
2.
for a 14 darter, and he's one leg away from
That one, Fallon.
nicking second spot. I find it remarkable that Martin doesn't get nervous with Eric Bristow looking over his shoulder at every throw.
$100.
He's had a lot to contend with today, has Fallon Sherrock. In between games, her little boy Rory
93.
screaming for an ice cream when the ice cream truck was outside. She's had the dog, the cat, everybody trying to get involved. And she still managed to maintain focus.
60.
Um, 51.
Slender lead for Fallon in this fourth leg. But the way Martin's been scoring, he's maybe going to improve on the 100 best in this leg so far to get himself in front.
125.
Just got the feeling that after that bad first start, he was going to be able to recover.
100.
He's 180 away from a double.
$60.
Only gets 1/3 of that. He needs to go 18s now. And on the double switches, and particularly the treble 18, she has been a little bit erratic in that department. Martin has just plucked away at what he needs to do.
140.
And that's exactly what he wanted if he didn't get the 156 out. But now Fallon has tops to stay in it.
97.
Underneath by quite some way. And it's in Martin's hands to get his job done.
Game in 1.
And that is the job done in emphatic
Cheers,
fashion.
Fallon.
A 4-0 victory for Martin Adams seals second spot for him behind Boris Koltsov, who finishes the day as our winner on 12 points. So congratulations to him and to Martin Adams for a fabulous day. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Join us again tomorrow. Chris Mason will lead you through the Icons of Darts Modus Live League from 10:30 in the morning. Have a fantastic Friday night wherever you are. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. All the very best.